groundbreaking. Furthermore, over the preceding 2 decades, biologists had established that some microbes not only tolerated a much larger range of environments than had previously been thought, but actually thrived in extremes of temperature, acid, pressure, or salinity. So it became plausible to contemplate extraterrestrial microbes existing in seemingly hostile places. A third finding came in 1996 from pictures taken by NASA's Galileo spacecraft of the ice-covered surface of Jupiter's moon, Europa, which revealed pieces of ice that had drifted apart in the past, suggesting an ocean below an icy crust. Then, from the mid-1990s onwards, astronomers found increasing numbers of extrasolar planets or exoplanets, which are planets orbiting not our sun but other stars. The possibility that life might reside on exoplanets or in the cosmic background of our own solar system provided an impetus for asking whether life might be common in the universe. Astrobiology in the history of ideas. Although astrobiology came to the fore in the 1990s, the question of whether we're alone in the universe goes back millennia. Thales, circa 600 BC, often regarded as the father of Western philosophy, espoused the idea of a plurality of worlds with life. Subsequently, the Greek atomist school from Leucippus to Democritus and Epicurus, which believed that matter was made of indivisible atoms, favored such pluralism. Metrodorus, circa 400 BC, a follower of Democritus, wrote, "It is unnatural in a large field to have only one stalk of wheat, and in the infinite universe only one living world. But it would be incorrect to equate the ancient philosophers' pluralism with our modern conception of life on Mars or exoplanets. Metrodorus had no clue that stars were sun-like objects at enormous distances, and believed that they formed daily from moisture in the Earth's atmosphere. The populated worlds of the atomist's imagination were bodies in an intangible space, similar to modern ideas of parallel universes. In any case, the opposing view of Plato, 427 to 347 BC, and Aristotle, 384 to 322 BC, ultimately dominated. Their belief that the Earth was uniquely inhabited and at the center of the universe prevailed for over 1,000 years. Eventually, Renaissance astronomers showed that the Earth orbited the Sun. With the realization that the Earth was merely another planet, speculations soon arose about extraterrestrial life on other planets in the solar system. Johannes Kepler, 1571 to 1630, the German astronomer responsible for astronomy's 3 laws of planetary motion, happily entertained the idea of inhabited planets. Then, by the end of the 17th century, the Dutch astronomer Christian Huygens, 629 to 95, was imagining life beyond the solar system in his book Cosmotheros, 1698. All those planets that surround that prodigious number of suns, they must have their plants and animals, nay, and their rational creatures too. Extraterrestrial life was so in vogue that in 1755 the philosopher Immanuel Kant, 1724 to 1804, wrote of intellectuals on Jupiter and amorous Venusians. In contrast, some scholars with religious views continued to cling to Earth's uniqueness. An example was Cambridge University's William Whewell, 1794 to 1866, whose Of the Plurality of Worlds, 1853, argued against other inhabited planets in a sort of forerunner of a contemporary debate called the rare earth hypothesis that I discuss in Chapter 8. By the late 19th century, the issue of life elsewhere was seen as a purely scientific matter, though science itself soon developed some blind alleys. Telescopic observations by Giovanni Schiaparelli, 1835 to 1910, and Percival Lowell, 1855 to 1916, created a surge of interest in the possibility of intelligent life on Mars. Unfortunately, Lowell's belief that he saw canals on Mars